The views and comments expressed on the following radio program by its hosts and their guests do not necessarily reflect the views of rmconair.com or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, everybody. Hey, I just love that track. This is Chantal Nanette, One Mic, One Voice. I'm your host.
I am her host, Kevin John, and I love that track, too. It just makes you want to
Isn't
just
it
hug
funky?
somebody. Yeah.
Real good.
Get
And
funky.
I'm your poet, Brooke Jean, BrookeJean.com.
And I'm your co-host for the day, Mahogany Raye.
Mahogany Raye.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, lady.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be back.
Mahogany, you are looking just so phenomenal tonight, must I add.
Babe.
I told her I
All the way
love the
from
earrings.
From the hair
Aren't
to
they?
the toe. You know, she is just, woo. Mahogany ready to walk the runway right now.
He always flirt when I come here.
The cat is out the bag.
Kevin
Yes.
Jean. That's what he does best.
Right? I learned from Sonny. All right. So.
Sonny's on the panel, y'all.
Yeah.
Sonny.
Sunny days.
Oh, my goodness. Total shout out.
Everybody loves them. Tell me.
Drake when I came in.
You called him Drake?
He had his shades on. I was like, who are you?
In here. Celebrity status.
Sonny, you said Sonny Drake?
He cannot defend himself. No fair.
Aw, he's just shaking his head, you
All I
guys.
seen was
We
the
love you,
shades and the
Sonny.
jury. I'm like,
Right.
is this Drake here?
Now, Sonny is like, if Drake and Elder Bars had a baby, that would be dead on Sonny, man.
Interesting mix right there.
That's a compliment, though.
Yes, it is.
Right? Right? I'm
That is
sorry,
a
we
straight
all knew Sonny.
compliment. But Mahogany Raye, for those of
Yes.
you that don't know, she is a R&B, out the box R&B singer, songwriter. Tell us a little bit about yourself, the listeners and viewers, Sonny.
Hi, everybody.
Mahogany.
Well, I just got here. I hadn't been long in LA. I've been here recording my album and working with some phenomenal producers and songwriters and different people here. And I'm just having a great time being here in LA. I probably got like maybe 5 songs left, but now what we're doing now is putting a band together right now. And they want me to come outside now, but I just been in recording this album. But I've been stepping out every now and then, and LA is really loving me right now. So maybe because I'm a little different, I ain't skinny.
They like the flavor.
Yeah. It's coming a little different, you know. I'm showing them a little bit of meat.
But I know LA is always receptive to
Yeah, they are. They
everyone
are.
from
Oh, we love our voluptuous women
Yeah,
out
yeah,
here.
yeah,
Believe
yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's crazy because one of the A&R companies that I'm dealing with now, they was like, you know what? We might want you to lose like 30, maybe 40 pounds in 3 months.
Did they really?
I said, what?
So they're still on that kick.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
Hollywood. It's
Yeah.
Hollywood. But, you know, it's funny. And I told the guy, you know, I'm with the trainer now, but I told the guy, I said, I don't have any problem with any men here, you
Right.
know, with all colors. So, you know, I'm just
Right,
like,
right.
So I don't understand why he wants you to lose 30 pounds for. What was his
what's their
justification?
image, right?
It's just, they said they just want everything more tightened up, everything more. But, you know, my music is mature. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a Hollywood thing. You know what I'm saying? It's that, like, they're superficial a little bit, but, and, you know, in a way you want to get yourself right, too. You don't want to get too skinny where you're not, you know, you're not yourself. Because sent my girlfriend a picture, and she said, "Oh, you done lost some weight." And I said, "Yeah." She said, "Well, don't get too skinny because people in the South gonna think you on that stuff." I said, "What?" I said, "Only our people." I say, "Wow." Yeah.
So they think you're not marketable enough with the look that you have now? I'm just confused. I don't understand this.
Well, it's so funny. And, I look at the other artists like Jill Scott and Lettucey and these different type of women, and I noticed that you don't see them a lot on TV like that. They have great music. Jill Scott, I met this lady on the plane, and she was from Iraq, and she was, one of the most beautiful women I've seen ever. She was wrapped up in the whole nine, but she kind of, she was coming to LA to see her husband. Hadn't seen her husband in 6 months, but she was like, "Oh, we love Jill Scott over there." And I say, "Really?" She said, "Oh, yes, when she come out, she sells out." And I said, "Well, you never really see her on TV.
Right.
You never really see them pushing her like, on the Grammys or anything, like different things like that." So I'm just like,
right.
But
that's the
everywhere they love her. Her shows sell out. But you don't see, more of those type of women on TV when we should.
Right.
But Jill Scott, out of all of them, they'll have the most on camera stuff.
She does.
Acting,
yeah.
Because the acting plugs into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But I guess typically it seems like with the type of music that they do, did you classify that neo soul, like Jill Scott, Floetry?
It's out of the box. It's out of the box.
Well, it's crazy, because we might classify it one thing, but Hollywood classifies it another thing.
Right.
You don't never place yourself in what you think you should be. Your fans really put you where you're supposed to be. Yeah, so
connect you.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is, do you think maybe because they're not in the pop genre, they're not getting that publicity, always on camera, all over award shows kind of thing?
Exactly.
But I'm a big fan.
Yeah, me too.
I'm a huge fan.
Me too.
They just make that authentic, genuine stuff.
They do.
A lot of this pop stuff is watered down, and there's
Takes
just
the emotion out of it.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, what? But who am I to judge? I don't know nothing about music, and I'm not a musician myself, so hey.
Yeah, but beauty and sexiness comes in all different forms inside.
It sure does.
It's crazy because even in when you look at other countries and you see other artists, there's women that look totally different from what you just see.
Right. That's why I say I think it's like the American value lifestyle that they have.
Yeah.
That they want to hold some type of image about. Because outside of America,
exactly.
loved everywhere.
And how many of us really bought a CD because Beyonce, what she looked like on the outside? If the song wasn't good or the music wasn't good, you're not gonna buy it.
Right. You don't want to waste your money.
It's not like we're just buying the CDs
you're not
because
about to watch her for 12 songs.
Exactly. No.
So I agree.
She's a beautiful woman, but we don't buy music like that. We buy music because of the ear.
Okay, so then I'm gonna pose a question to you. With artists like Beyonce,
Right.
Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, Little Kim.
Yeah.
If you see where I'm going, these artists that are extremely provocative and they're scantily clad, but are so talented.
Right.
So my question is, if you're, and I agree with you, if people are buying the music for the quality of the music, not what the artist has on or lack of what they don't have on, why do you think artists are continuously dressing in that kind of manner and being provocative if overall it doesn't contribute to them pushing units?
Well, and I've talked to a lot of different women. If Beyonce was to put clothes on, we would still love her music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we get tired of seeing her, just
she is everywhere.
Yeah, we want to, we want to see, sometimes we want her to be relatable. You know what I'm saying? We want to see her in a pair of jeans and a white beater. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because, we look up to her. A lot of women look up to her, and a lot of women, we put a CD in the house. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we want to see that woman is like us. Is going through the same issues and struggles and the whole nine. And every day we don't get up and put a whole face full of makeup on.
Right.
And heels on.
Yeah.
And a bathing suit and be like, I dress like this every day.
Right.
Right.
So, so sometimes it's not real to us. And we get tired of it, tired of seeing it because we like, we can't do that.
Yeah.
We can't look like you, Beyonce. We can't. No, I mean, you know what I'm saying? We
can't have a baby and then 2 weeks later walk around like nothing happened.
Right. Exactly.
No stretch marks, no nothing. Shaking the jelly at the Super Bowl. So
well,
go
because
hands with that.
that's because they have the funds
surrogate?
and the time. Oh, you sound like Reezy over there.
Yeah.
But even
I'm feeling it for the reason right now. I hear her in my head. So.
Actually, let's give Reezy a shout out. Hey, Miss Reezy.
Hey, Reezy.
We miss you.
NYC.
NYC, y'all. We miss you, girl.
Bye-bye.
Even to go on with Kevin, like, I think that's the marketing aspect of it. Because, like, for Beyonce, I've seen pictures of her where she has the braids, she has the twists, but that never gets put in the media because it's too cultured, I believe. So when it comes to, like, Rihanna, when you see her outside of being in the media, I see her fully clothed and dressed normally, but it's not put in the media. So I feel like that's the label behind them. Like, okay. Take some more clothes off.
Why would
Because of you men. That's why. You men.
Men are visual. You're right, Mahogany.
Right. Yes.
Men are visual creatures. I can attest to that. But when it comes to stuff like music, things that are you have to be talently inclined to do. I'm not going to buy an album because, Lil' Kim is on it bending over licking a lollipop. I'm going to buy the album because I like the music on there. If I'm in my car, want to listen, I can't look at the CD cover or whatever the whole time I'm in there. I got to hear something in my ear. So
you can look at
I don't understand.
It might be just in the money sense. Like, they're probably looking at it like, how can we make sure we get money at every avenue?
Exactly.
Like, okay, she has good music, but if we dress her half naked, she's going to get double what she would have got being fully clothed. That's how, like, they looking at it. Let me make sure I get every penny.
It's crazy now because
it's a mess.
The internet now the music industry is different now because of the internet.
Right.
Yeah.
So now you could put your album right up next to Beyonce. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you do an album and you put it on iTunes and the whole night and it does numbers, your album could be sitting right next to her.
Yeah.
Right.
And now it's better for the artists because people can sit at home and play your album. They don't care about where you're looking like. They don't care about all that. And actually, it's better for the independent artists.
Yeah, you get more
It's
money.
better. Yeah.
You get more control, more artisty.
Exactly. And they share it. They share it. They can go in there and buy it. It cuts out the middleman. It's just like a benefit to us now. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of put a backlash on the industry because now the industry, it's crazy because I got somebody hit me from Europe. They went to my site and they actually found me on Reverb Nation. And it was an A&R company in London. So, and I'm like, how did they get my email? But they, because my email's not on my, on my Reverb Nation. And I thought about it. They had to go through all my information. Google me. They had to get, to get to my email and left me the message. And, wanted to, was interested. So it's an A&R way on the other side of the world.
Right.
That,
That's
so
the beauty of the
you got
internet.
you got A&R sitting from other countries like, we're looking for artists too.
Checking you out.
Yeah, and which is cool. So you don't have to go through all the BS.
Right.
And the middleman all the
Go
time.
straight
So it's
to
cool.
That's cool.
Have you ever bought an album because Trey Songz had his shirt off or LL Cool J was licking his lips on the cover?
I've never bought an album because of a guy being buff and naked.
What about
Me
D'Angelo?
either.
That video,
No.
D'Angelo.
How does
How does it feel?
That did make me go.
I love
buggy.
that video. Music though. Like if he was doing that and he was just like doing some music I couldn't stand.
Right.
I'd
It
be like,
wouldn't-
press mute maybe and just watch. But
Right, it wouldn't have clicked. You wouldn't have.
yeah, I would want the music.
I'm a straight.
Ooh, I just had a
I
flashback.
have to hear. It has to sound good to my ears for me to buy it. And I remember back in the
Right.
day, you couldn't even test music. How they have the snippets now. Remember back in the day, you'd buy, ooh. That
You
album,
hear it and then
your
you're
favorite
like,
artist, and there's only like 2 cuts on there. It's like, what?
Yeah,
Now you can preview.
be mad.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, I think that's why albums back then would push so many records, units and stuff versus now. Like I was looking at the other day, like the list of the top selling albums from the Beatles' White Album to Thriller to AC/DC to all of them. They were all from like the 80s, the 70s back then. It's like since 2000, I think Confessions is the only album that did like more than
Right.
30 mil or something.
You're right.
You
So
don't do those high numbers because you have the
exactly
One hit
people-
wonders.
the one
well that too. but
That is so crazy you say that because I was talking to somebody high up in the industry and they told me, they said, it's a difference between you making just a record that people are going to forget about. It might be hot right now, but you have to be an artist that's going to make an album that's going to be classic and timeless.
Yes.
So when you do music, Mahogany, stay in that lane. He
Right.
said because you don't want to. He said if these pop artists come out and they do these pop songs, you won't even think about them 10 years from now.
right.
He said, so don't get in that genre of doing just pop and just putting it out there just for the quick
Yes.
dollar. Yeah, he said, be long term like Marvin
Gimmicky
Gaye.
stuff.
Yeah, and people will want to do research on you, like Nina Simone. People, if you go to her site, you YouTube her, she's still getting hits. People still just go and listen to her albums. And that's what you want as an artist. You want to be able to
Right. Put it
stick
in
your
treasure
foot and have
chest.
your foot right here in history. You know, you don't want nobody to forget about you, and you don't put all this work in.
Right. Your trend.
But see, I think because of the digital age now, and because we're, everyone is, these Gangnam styles, these huge. Since
I didn't get that.
Chantal is over here doing the dance right now. Get it, Chantal. Well, no, but anyways, it's like I don't even know what he said. But as a result of those things, you see those things happening all the time. These these one hits, these YouTube sensations, these things of that sort. So it kind of seems like now people are all about the instant gratification on doing a single or a track or whatever and looking for that gimmick
15
versus
minutes of fame.
15 minutes of fame
They say.
versus actually, being legendary or doing something substantial, concrete, of that sort. So,
But I think it's coming back. I feel it like
It is.
I hope so.
When I'm in these studios now, it's coming back. Like if you look at Justin Timberlake's album that just dropped,
2020.
I was in a session where Mixer was doing Boys on the Block. What's the white band? It's
New Kids
on the
Kids
Block.
on the Block. They
Boys
have it
on the block. She put boys in the hood mixed with
mixing it. I'm sorry. Yeah, but they were mixing their album, and they have that same. They bringing back live instrumentation, and the album sounds like a Justin Timberlake album. So I'm like, wow, it's coming back. Everything
Right.
is like coming all the way back around. So
I even heard one of Pharrell's new singles with Daft Punk, and it's a whole straight musicians. They're all live instrumentation. So like you said, like artists, and it's artists that are respected for their unique views like that. Like Justin, like Pharrell, that's going to bring it back.
Love Pharrell, man.
yeah, ooh, I love Pharrell too.
Have you heard that new Pharrell, Robin Thicke, and T.I.? Ooh,
No.
that is it. Blurred Lines. I got to check that out.
Lines, I'm gonna
It
have
is
to listen.
dope. Dope.
Well, you guys, we're going to go ahead and cut to break. This is One Mic, One Voice. We'll be back with the show theme, Brooke's poem. And also we'll be back with Wayne Braxton, the Braxton Brothers coming in the studio pretty soon. One Mic, One Voice, 7 p.m. at Roscoe's Media Center every Wednesday. Over there. Go on, girl. We're back. This is One Mic, One Voice. Chantal Nanette.
Kevin John.
Brooke Jean.
Mahogany Raye.
You got to sing after that.
Right?
You gotta,
I was waiting for
melodies
a
after
melody come. Huh? Well, Brooke Jean, what's our show theme for today?
our show theme
Or
is
poem?
show theme poem. Emotions, because everyone has emotions.
Okay.
Emotion is one powerful drug. It will dance the night away with you. Tattoo a memory you don't ever want to lose. But see, there are no hidden proofs. Just pure, raw negatives. Waiting to develop a photo that you will forever remember. That is, if emotionally has that effect on you. So tell me, How are we, the human beings, supposed to untie these knots of crossed intersections, tangling up all things tangible by our actions? You cannot escape the fraction of its friction. That's contradiction, because at one moment in our lives, we wanted that particular emotion at that time. So to presently regret what you previously accepted is just not an honest effort. Don't worry. We are all human beings, whether you choose to accept the intuition or the vibes moving through your insides, whatever disguises you choose to sugarcoat it. Emotions are the truest form of honesty. That's a 7-letter description describing all justifications that you can never hide in the depths of any dark basements. But see, I personally reside in the shadows, just observing and learning. But if I cannot express emotions, how else would we communicate? Emotion is one powerful drug. Do you need rehab along the way? Come to me now. I will walk by your side. I know surprises can catch us lying, so please just give me your honest food for thought. Emotion is one powerful drug. Do you need rehab along the way? Don't mind these people all around us. They are going to stare. Society stays emotional. Don't you know that's how people claim their way to fame? Emotions, they are our biggest fates. We can win what's at stake as long as we learn, control, and conquer. Emotion is one powerful drug, but the will to overcome is even stronger. Emotion.
Get it, girl.
All right now.
Emotions.
I'm emotional
Jean,
now.
y'all hear that?
Man.
I'm emotional now.
I'm emotional because my phone don't work.
It's all right. You can use mine.
Oh, thank you.
So what you guys?
Phone be like your boyfriend, don't it?
Right. I'm like,
You got nothing else, you got your phone.
right.
You get in the
Always
bed
there
with
when you
it.
need
Look.
it, right? Fall asleep with it, wake up with it.
You in the car with it.
Isn't that something though?
Yeah.
I remember leaving the house and I was halfway to my destination. Realized I left my phone. I
And you
turned
turn all the
right
way
back around.
Oh, they got it.
That's
yeah.
so sad. That is really sad. So
But
what
we're
you-
so dependent upon them.
We are.
You know, we use them for work. We use them for, for social stuff. We use them for ordering things online. Women.
Right.
We use them for
Loneliness.
loneliness. Exactly. You know?
Yeah.
Our phone is everything these days.
You don't even want to talk to your mama no more. just want to get on there and email folks.
Right? It's like, Mom, I'm doing Twitter updates. I can't talk right now, okay?
Send a message.
And the sad thing about it though is what I don't like is remember back in the day you had to memorize phone numbers and addresses.
Yes.
Now you don't
For
know
the
anyone's
life of
number.
me, I don't know my mom's number by heart. I
Right.
don't know Brooke's number by heart. I mean, because I don't memorize them. I put them in the phone and depend on the phone.
So in even emergency, you like.
Emergency, I'm done.
So if anybody get locked up, we just sitting in there, huh?
Yeah.
Let me try to think.
Right?
But you know they take your phone and all that.
So you need to know memory.
Yeah. Do you remember your mom's number by heart?
Oh, yeah, because she lived in the same house since I was born. So I know
So you
that
have the same number.
same number.
Okay.
Wow, she old school.
What about you,
Real old
Brooke?
school, yeah.
Yes,
You
I
know my
your
number? Oh.
What is it?
I don't think she wants me to give
Right
it
now
out
on the
No,
air.
no. Remember, Mahogany, you remember your mom's number?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna be
Keep it
honest.
real.
No.
And see, the reason why I know her number is because I think I had a phone incident a while back where it was necessary for me to memorize her number.
Yeah.
Well, I still think as a child coming up, it's important that you still make them memorize, even though they have these gadgets, that they still memorize the home phone number just in case of an emergency or things like that. And I was just thinking, like Mahogany said, if I got arrested, I don't know who would bail me out. I mean, hopefully I don't get arrested, but
I was like, who?
You gotta think about
I
that.
need to think about that. Yeah, I need to take note of
Go home
that.
and memorize one or two numbers.
Right?
They're not gonna let you. Can I have my phone so I can get my mama's number? They're not gonna let you do that.
Yeah, they confiscate all that.
So, you guys do anything special this past weekend, Kevin? You? Any more plays? Any more whiz?
Well, that's
The
actually
Wiz.
next weekend, matter of fact. So we actually were in a late rehearsal last night going over that. So
Okay.
Wow.
Now, is it called The Wiz? What is it?
Hip Hop Wiz of Oz.
Hip Hop Wiz of Oz.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's really an adaptation of The Wiz. Same kind of feel, but it's all original music, original choreography, and everything. It's like a fresh,
Right.
clean slate. But obviously the story is the same as The Wiz.
The hip hop whiz.
Yeah.
So what's the difference? I mean, what is it? It's gonna be some ratchetness in it, or I mean, what is it?
Actually, yeah.
So
There's a lot of rat.
So the Michael Jackson, he don't have a Jerry curl. What's gonna be going on?
He does not have a Jerry curl.
Okay.
That's because he's balding.
Okay.
But the way that we kind of evolved the outfits to be more, I guess you could say, hip hop related.
So they're gonna be looking like Lil Wayne.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
But without the dreadlocks and stuff and goatee.
Okay.
But yeah. You know,
Okay.
it's like that. And what was I gonna say? And there's not as much singing. There's a lot of like poetry, even rapping and stuff like that on various parts. But it really, the dancing is what carries the show.
Okay.
You know,
So when are you coming back to? When you coming to L.A.
Or closer.
or closer? Yeah.
I mean, we were in that was before I started the show.
Oxnard.
Yeah, we were in LA a few times at the end of last year, but that was before I knew y'all. So, but the next time, I don't know. I think we're gonna do one in June or July.
Okay, you gotta let us know.
we
We
gonna
have
be
to come
there.
see
Well, I'm
you.
coming to that.
Go come support.
Yeah.
I'm putting on my sneakers and everything. My J's.
The most ratchetness you can come, right? Come with your rollers in your hair, the bandana on. But yeah, so
Yesterday, I got treated by my daughter, part one of my Mother's Day gift. We went
Oh, so sweet.
we went to the Vibe Vixens private screening of The Gatsby.
Okay.
It was cool.
It's good?
It was good. It's I don't think
started
guys are
off.
gonna care for it too much because it's a love story.
Gatsby.
It's
The
a
Great
remake.
Gatsby,
Yeah,
yes.
the Great Gatsby with Leonardo DiCaprio in
It's
it.
in 3D.
He's a
so
good actor.
Yeah, he's a good
Imaging is
actor.
real
It's
nice.
3D.
The imaging is
Yeah,
off the
I didn't know it was
chain.
in 3D.
They're
either.
doing too much in 3D these days.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Right.
It's like Finding Nemo in 3D.
But it was cool though. Everybody was not everyone, but she said
Most of the people.
Most of the people were dressed in the 20s,
Right.
in their 20s gear, and it was cute.
Oh, they actually came. It was like an
Dress.
event.
We
It
were
was
dressed.
an event,
Had
yeah.
the flapper dress on.
Brooke
with
had the flapper
pearls.
going thing
But that
going
was
on.
cute.
And Chantal, what'd you wear?
A dress,
Yeah.
black
She had dressed
typical
with the
Way to
dress
keep it
hat
vague.
with
with
the
the
little
net.
hat with the net
Oh,
over it.
yeah.
I don't know if that was 20s though. It was a hat that I
That's
had.
20s, yeah.
I wasn't gonna go buy one, but I had a hat with the net, and that was pretty much it. Brooke had
It
the
was nice.
pearls, and I had the little shoes with the T-strap.
Oh.
With the T-strap on it. It was cool.
So aside from the event, how was the actual movie? What is your critique on that?
I liked it. It was a love story. It took me a minute to catch on to it. And I guess because the 3D glasses kind of threw me off for a minute.
Had to readjust your
and
eyes.
and
Right.
who was sitting next to us? Eva
Marcel and
her,
Kevin
and her
McCall.
dude. And Brooke said they
They
just,
had me cracking
They
up.
had her
because they
cracking
came and sat by us. So it was like a lot of just low key people that were in there. It was
Yeah.
nice. It was hosted by Karen Civil and Vibe. And
Karen
so,
Civil. That's
Vibe Vixen. She has her own little web, right? Her own blog.
Well, she's not with Vibe, but she's her own businesswoman.
Oh, okay.
She really works like with Beats by Dre and a lot of artists.
okay. Cool. Cool. And where's this at again?
The Landmark Theater.
Oh, okay. Off Pico, right?
Right.
Okay.
It was right there.
Thanks. I wish I would have known.
Oh.
Oh, we got.
Exclusive photos since my phone is down.
So.
Poor baby.
See, they have
Wow.
the Gatsby balls.
Yes.
And
So if you guys want to look into the camera here, you can see what Brooke had on last night.
Instagram, follow me. Brooke _
Follow
Jean.
her.
Brooke Jean.
Yeah. I don't even know if you can see it or make it out, but it's
It was
dope.
nice. I should have took a ball. Everybody was taking balls. It had gold flakes in there.
Yeah, that was a
It
nice
was
little
nice.
ball.
I had a fried macaroni and cheese ball.
Wow.
Fried
A heart attack, ain't it?
A fried macaroni and cheese ball.
I was about to say how much cholesterol is
I ate one.
That's a heart attack.
right? So how'd you get tickets to
Cheese
this?
and grease.
I actually sent an email. They were asking for reservations. For
Oh,
RSVP.
cool. Cool. That's what's good.
Yeah, so I'm waiting for part 2.
It's part two.
two.
When is part two
Part
going to
two
come?
my
is
Mother's
on
Day.
Mother's Day.
Oh, wow.
Taking her to a Mother's Day.
You're supposed to
brunch.
say it. Oh,
Oh,
already
she
know.
knows.
Oh,
No,
she
no,
know.
no.
Okay. Okay. I didn't
Yeah.
know if it was a
Already know,
secret.
yeah.
So she's been wanting to see Terrace Martin perform, and he's a good friend of mine. So I'm going to have her get jazzed up and
Yeah, he's a dope jazz musician.
have some breakfast.
Where's he performing at?
It's in Bellflower.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's close to me.
Nice.
Not only that, he's done like major stuff. A lot for Snoop and his crew and all those guys. And he has his new EP coming out soon with a lot of hits on there. Robert Glasper, I think Snoop is on one, and Kendrick Lamar is on one. So,
Wow.
Yeah,
he has a lot of.
I love Kendrick's album. It's real soulful.
Off the hook.
If you listen to the instrumentation on it, he had a lot of live instrumentation on it. I love that album.
The violinists, guitars, all that.
I slept on that album.
That album.
I thought it was just gonna be like all
No, that's
it's
a
still,
classic.
it's still popping. Pick it up.
I think that's a classic album.
Right.
Plug out to Kendrick Lamar. Your album is off the chain from what we hear. So he's from Compton too, right?
Compton, California.
Compton.
Yeah, I gotta
Rosecrans, right?
Punch over here.
Yeah,
we
I
got
was
to get
on
Punch
there.
in the studio.
President Punch.
President Punch. So what'd you do this weekend, Mahogany?
I had a crazy weekend. Actually, I went to this event and I got invited to Stevie Wonder's birthday party coming up this Saturday.
Hey.
Yeah, so so
Right.
I can't wait for that. So of course I went dress hunting, and I said, okay, this is gonna be cool. You know what I'm saying? So because artist is new here in the city, and you get to like rub elbows with those type of people, and musicians, and it ain't about the people being famous. It's about
The art of
those people that's been doing music for 30 years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then they see an artist that that they might want to work with. Because a lot of older artists they ready for something new and fresh, and so just to get around those type of people, that I looked up to all my life, I'm just excited and ready to go.
Networking girl.
I got to go cut some heels down because I want to, I don't want to have no 8 inches on and fall and trip over dress, and I don't do all that. So I'm just like trying to, how you get your outfit and you try to make sure a week early.
Right.
You got your
Everything's
earrings
together.
out. You got everything placed, and I'm like, okay.
As a man, I can't relate.
Yes, you can.
I
There's some
understand.
men that's worse than women.
Right.
Do you not be on Instagram?
Instagram.
I guess I'm not friends with those. I don't follow them. So, but
Like, wow, you worse than me. You get your nails done, everything too, huh? Yeah. So Instagram, it's a lot of things going on there.
there are.
Yeah.
By the way, One Mic, One Voice is on Instagram, right?
No, I mean
Okay.
it's not
Well,
yet.
it's coming soon,
Not
so.
yet. It's just so. Look, you see my face. It's just so many.
They are, right?
So many social networks.
Yes,
It's too hard to
yes.
keep up.
Yes.
It's so hard. I have like so many pages that I'm trying to do right now, and I forget. I'm like, oh, I forgot to do that page. Sign out. Go to.
Yep.
You got to hire somebody.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah, it's very.
There you go.
overwhelming.
You got to hire somebody. Even
Yeah,
this-
there's
That's what
positions
artists do,
now.
actually.
yeah. That's
They
what
have
I've done.
social
Like
media
social
specific people.
consultants that do all their media stuff and
Then you have to make sure. You have to trust them. Make sure they're putting out the right stuff. 'Cause
Yeah.
You still have
Right.
to pre-review their stuff and make sure they're.
that's true. Yeah.
That's where you get a family member that ain't doing nothing.
right.
Put $100, $200 in their account.
right.
Right.
Exactly.
You gonna work for this
But
money.
the only thing about family, they think
The
they
other
can
thing.
lay back. They don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't
They don't have that urgency
It's my
like somebody else
cousin.
would.
Yeah, they don't have the urgency. It's my cousin. I can, get off work for 2 days. And you be like, why aren't my numbers moving?
Yeah.
right.
So you arguing every other week with them. So that's what it is. Yeah. You find somebody that got 4 kids and it's not working. And they need money coming in. And that's
kids.
yeah.
Kids are not
I say, where can I find somebody like
Oh, that's a lot out here like that.
Go on Craigslist and look like, who is looking?
that? Go on Craigslist.
Right.
Actually, I look for dates on Craigslist. But anyways,
Well, you guys, there's.
You do?
I'm joking. Match.com. Hey.
Don't go there. I've been there before.
Oh Lord, I was joking out there.
I've been there before.
All right, ChristianSingles.com. All right.
Okay.
I haven't tried it.
You guys, there's in the news now
lot
these
going
3 young ladies that were
Oh.
found after 10 years or so.
Wow,
It's
it's
a
crazy.
captivity.
Yeah, was her Barry? Was her
Amanda.
Amanda Barry, and I don't know
That's
the
only
other
name
young
that
lady's
I
name.
Here in the media, really. The
Yeah.
other two, they don't really say much.
And then Charles is the guy. What's his last name?
Ramsey.
Charles
Ramsey is the guy, the gentleman that actually found them.
Right. And like I was telling Mahogany earlier, I read an article before I came in. They were talking about Charles Ramsey and bringing up his background, talking about him having a background of marital abuse and his kids having custody, getting over to his wife. Like, why do you have to bring up his criminal background when he rescued
a
woman who was these women?
3 women.
You know, he helped one who helped the others, and they're trying to pull out a criminal record on him.
Yeah, because he could have kept walking.
Right.
He sure could have.
He could have been like,
He could have went and got his Big Mac and said, I'm gone. You know?
Like, I'm not helping her. You don't know what she got
like,
going
I got
on.
a record, and there's something going on there. He could have kept walking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, why?
Well, you know, it's funny you bring that up because I was reading something earlier today talking about all the negative media attention and scrutiny that this guy has gotten. And it went to talk about how, you know, a lot of times some of these, when they interview some of our, you know, people from the hood or poverty-stricken areas that may be inarticulate or
They want to make a spoof of it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, they want to make a mockery of it or try to label it as buffoonery, you know, from Sweet Brown to Antoine Dodson, all them other ones that they have out there. And, like, you know, my thing is this, like, don't take away from the fact that this man did something very heroic.
Exactly.
And focus on all these negative things that has
Exactly.
nothing to do
Exactly.
with the story at hand.
Exactly.
And, you know, sometimes, okay, yeah, you know, it can be seen as entertaining. Sweet Brown, all right, ain't nobody time for that. You know, all right.
I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, ain't nobody, I ain't got time, whatever she said.
Yeah.
To give me a co-pop. But anyways,
Look, he done watched it about 30 times.
Exactly.
right? So, I mean, I understand it, but I think I was just a little bit, you know, I just felt a little appalled with all that, you know, with all the negative stuff they were bringing up on this dude. I'm like, come on, let him have his time to shine as the hero.
Right.
Don't worry about all the other stuff. That's insignificant.
That's his personal stuff. It
There
shouldn't
you
be
go.
in the media
It's
anyway.
irrelevant.
But do you think if he was a different color, it would have been different?
Yep.
You know?
So,
Maybe. Yeah.
You know?
I think if he was, like, if you take the equivalent of him and make it a white person, like maybe a redneck white guy from the South that, you know, was inarticulate.
They would've gave a medal,
I
probably.
think they would have probably still kind of dug in and was like, you know, now if it was a Rhodes Scholar, you know, that had a suit and tie on and was, you know, or Asian or something of that.
He would have been on Oprah.
He
right.
probably, yeah.
But what difference does
interview.
I don't understand what difference does it make if he has a background? That has no relevance to
Exactly.
him saving people.
The relevance
But I think the
is-
people are See, the problem is when these stars get put out there, people are fascinated with them. So they dig and find out their research on this person. Where did this guy come from? Who is he about? Where is he from? What does he do? And I think that's just them digging. And, you know,
They're
there's
trying to get the juice to be the
and
first
get the
one to
juice,
release it.
yeah.
Well, he did have a little mullet going on. Though.
I hadn't even seen
Yeah,
it.
he did have a little mullet going on. But I loved his interview.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, he spoke well to me. He spoke well, as well enough as he can. You know what I'm saying? And
As well as he can. You
Yeah,
said
but he did. He spoke well, and he
Credit.
said, you know, we was in the backyard
Media bashing him.
having ribs and barbecue ribs and salsa.
That's what he said?
Yeah,
Stop, Chanel.
yeah. And he said, "Ain't no white woman." He said, "Now you know something wrong. You know something wrong. You know something wrong now if a pretty little white girl run to you and jump in your arms."
Yeah, dial 911 on your cell phone.
Right.
Right then.
I don't want nothing no bound.
And she might switch the
anything.
story all the way up.
And I mean, even the people in the background in the interview were even laughing too. You know, it was.
I have
it
to
was,
watch that.
It was funny. Did you see it, Kevin?
Yeah. There was. He had like a crowd around him.
Oh, really?
It's kind of like he was putting on a show, kind of. They was laughing and enjoying it and having just a fun old time behind him. And it was funny because the reporter kind of didn't know what to say either when he was saying what's the dude's name? Mullet. What's his name?
Did she say mullet?
Charles. Yeah, thank you.
Charles
Which,
Manson.
Mahogany. That's the only thing I can reference
She
right
like
now.
mullet guy.
Mullet guy, yeah. But the reporter sometimes didn't know how to respond to some of the stuff that he was saying. He was like, okay, so and then what happened after that?
Exactly.
He had no response.
He wasn't used to that conversation.
Right.
So he's like, all right.
Just
When
keep going.
When I pulled it up on, I tried to pull it up on some other news channels, and it was crazy. They didn't want to mention him. They were saying that the girls were the heroes for, screaming out the window, but I didn't hear them mention the guy who opened the door.
Right.
Now, real quick, walk me through the story. One of the girls, Amanda, had cut loose and ran out the house, and then she met Charles. Was it at McDonald's or something? I don't know the specifics.
No. What story you telling?
Right. See, that's what the internet.
But see, that's the problem with the media. Like, you don't even know the story because
I heard
they're talking
she was
about
in a window or something, right?
Yeah, I heard that. Like,
she was in the window.
He had to like break open something to help her out.
Yeah, the door only opened up a little, like where you could just put your hand in it, and she was screaming.
That's what it said. It was cheap aluminum.
Yeah, and she was screaming, saying, "Help me! I'm Amanda. I've been kidnapped." And I guess he was walking past and seen her, and went and tried to help her and kicked the door in.
Right.
No.
And kicked.
That's what they said. And the one I read said the same thing. Like, it was like an aluminum cheap door that he kicked in and was able to break, and he brought her back to his house to use his phone to call 911.
So the other two were still there then?
Yes.
Okay.
They were still inside, but she was the one that was able to get out.
Wow. And see, it's a shame that I can't even
see
get the
a
real
movie.
story because they have all this other nonsense stuff going on.
Always.
I see a movie.
Right. That's what I said. I said this is gonna be because
Lifetime already probably bought the rights to it.
Because they said on the news earlier that they were only able to come out twice.
Wow.
From the 2 years of being in that house. So one of them had a baby.
You mean 10 years?
Yeah, 10 years. Yeah.
Out of the
2
10
times
years,
they came out?
2 times for them to be actually out the house. So they were
How did
in
they
that house.
exercise? And
One was malnutrition. One's still in the hospital because of malnutrition. One has a child, and they said that this is a child first time seeing a doctor because she was born in the house.
Oh, in the house, obviously, yeah.
And it was crazy because one of the neighbors said they had called the police twice before for that house.
Right.
And what-
It was in 2000 and 2006.
And they came and knocked on the door and just walked, they didn't go in the house and ask the guy any questions or anything. So the police have been notified about that house before.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if there was a reward for that.
Well, if there is, Charles better get a haircut. He better go straight to the salon or barbershop with him. Man.
There have to be a reward. I bet.
I'm sure the FBI will put something together.
Gave him some ribs.
Right?
Some more ribs.
Well, what's funny? I heard McDonald's reached out to him.
Really?
Yeah.
Like they
reached
tweeted out to
him.
him and were just offering, basically giving him gratitude and things of
Why
that
don't
sort.
they give him a check?
Exactly.
Right.
That may come as well.
Well, whatever reward that's given, I hope he gets a piece of it, a
Oh,
part
yeah.
of it.
Because he deserves
He's
it.
yeah.
He changed
definitely-
3 women's lives.
Exactly.
Right.
Because you don't know, the men could have killed them later.
Right.
Yeah.
You never know. Because,
One was already anorexic, you said?
how long were he going to keep them? I'm just trying to think about this in my head. I'm like, what were they going to do with them? They got to know they got to get older. They're going to let them go? I mean, you have to think about that.
Yeah.
And they actually said on the news, I was watching the news before I came to the studio, there were 3 brothers. They were all in their 50s. And they impregnated Amanda with the 6-year-old. And they said one of the other ladies was impregnated 5 times.
Yeah, that's
and the
what I
guy
heard.
was punching her in the stomach so that she can have a miscarriage. And she had 5 miscarriages, too. Yeah,
Are
so they're going to do
you serious?
DNA on the 6-year-old to see actually whose baby it is. But they said they talked with the women, and they said only one guy. They're only prosecuting one guy.
That's what I
Charges
also thought
on
was
one guy,
peculiar.
but they said the other 2 brothers, I don't know.
Weren't they accomplices?
Right. You knew where they were for 10 years. You were part of it.
Yeah, that's what's
You were in the
really
house.
bizarre
Yeah.
about the story. How are they
Yeah.
only prosecuting one when the other 2 were there, witnessed everything, probably participated in some of the torture?
Yes.
They all
They
should
had
get the
to. He
same.
couldn't do that by himself. One guy with those 3 women.
But,
They were
but
there.
plus
I'm
they
sure
know
more
he was harboring, keeping those people, keeping them there. They should have stepped
that's a
up.
lot
and
of
said-
brainwashing.
Yeah.
You have somebody for 10 years, you know what I'm saying? So they have a lot of therapy.
I don't know how you can't get out though in a 10-year span. I mean, unless they had them tied up to
it's
the.
psychological.
You don't even have to be tied up because you can be mentally
Mentally
tied up.
Mentally
And you don't have
imprisoned.
to have, and you don't have to have. I mean, our people
Sure.
been that for years.
Right.
Yeah, that's
We
true.
don't have any chains on us, but we have chains mentally on us.
Yeah,
Oh.
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
true.
So you have to think it goes deeper. It's a mental.
Yeah.
When you have somebody in their mind, you have them.
Yeah.
That's
You don't have
true.
to put no chain on them. You
Give
don't
them
have to
time
put them
when
in no
the doors are
jail.
open.
You manipulate them for years, over 10 years. They scared. They in a state of I don't want to move. Okay, everything this man's been put into my system. If I do something, if I open the door, if I do this, he's gonna kill me.
That's just like the women that we wonder why these women that get abused by their husbands and boyfriends and stuff. We wonder why. How come you didn't leave?
Right.
They just stay. And you're like, why don't you leave?
Well, I think some of that is just being naive. I don't think they're necessarily feel imprisoned to them. I think that's just naive.
It's mental,
emotions,
emotional and mental abuse. Yeah. They feel as if they don't have anything. I don't know.
Well, the good news is Rihanna left apparently, so that's.
But she's back.
She's always going back. She keeps going back.
Oh, she has gone back already.
She's back.
24-hour span, she left and already.
I'm
went
waiting
back.
for that story to
She's
really
an island
truly
woman.
unfold.
She's going back. They like to fight.
They've gotten used to their public relations.
Well, anyways, I hope they prosecute that dude to the fullest.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're gonna go ahead and toss the break. We're going to be right back with the Braxton Brothers.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, shawty.
Sitting up here looking at El DeBarge and looking at me right now.
The barge. Kevin
That's a
John.
good thing, Sonny. Don't shake your head.
Exactly, man.
Pretty Ricky, pretty Ricky.
Pretty Ricky.
Pretty
One mic,
Ricky,
one
Ricky,
voice.
Ricky.
We're back. One mic, one voice. I'm your host, Chantal Nanette.
I'm her host, Kevin John.
I'm their poet, Brooke Jean.
And I'm their co-host today, Mahogany Raye.
Mahogany Raye is livening up this panel.
Yes, she is.
Come on, girl. Well, we want to talk about one more subject before we bring our special guest on. I saw something that was kind of disturbing to me on Yahoo News. Actually, it's the new NRA president. His name is Jim Porter, and his quote is, "It's only a matter of time before we can own colored people again." What do you guys think about that? First, let me
about that too. I saw an article from a news link that stated that statement was released from like a Wikipedia type of site, and saying that it was altered. He does have some type of negative thoughts, but those weren't his words, and it was altered by a news article. I did read that before we got here, before the
so maybe I should not. Maybe I should not read the article. I mean, read what I have
see where the
printed.
sources.
The quotes are kind of.
The quotes are
They go. He goes in.
Mm-hmm. But it was saying that it came from a source like Wikipedia, where people can publicly edit it.
Okay, so we don't need to go into that.
So we don't know if that's for sure, but if that is for sure, it's pretty crazy with him being.
I'll say this. I think you still have certain people that can accept the fact that our commander in chief is an African American, and I think that you still certain people still haven't evolved into that. And if you look at the nation, there's a lot of things that people still are stagnant on, whether it's same-sex issues, whether it's racial discrimination, whether it's women's rights things, whatever the deal is. Some people just have this old-fashioned look on the way that they feel the country should be, and it's like, wake up, people, evolve.
Right. But if you look at the words, those words that he said,
allegedly
said, if you look deeper into those words, and it says it's only a matter of time before we own colored people again. When you deeply look at those words, what he's saying, and it's basically saying that we're going back into slavery.
Yeah.
And if you look around and pay close attention, we don't own a lot of things.
Right.
We don't own any banks. We don't own grocery stores, like major things we don't own.
Right.
And we have all our people that have a lot of money. They don't invest in those things that we need to be owning.
Exactly.
We should have our own banks.
Right.
We should have a lot of other things that we don't have. And to read this statement, it's some truth in it. We don't want to. We believe all the lies for years, but we don't. When somebody say something that's just a little bit of truth, we think it's a lie.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you have to really a little bit deeper into what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? And then pay attention. You have to take responsibility as a people and what do they really mean? What did they really mean by that?
Because it's a possibility.
I mean, look around. I mean, what are we doing to own things? As a community and putting things together. You know what I'm saying? We don't even buy. It's hard for us to even buy things from each other.
Exactly.
That's why Chantal invited me to the show again. And I see she shares love like that. You know what I'm saying? She see that I do music, and you do poems, and I'm gonna end up doing some work with you one day, and we have to do that as a community. We have to help each other, lift each other. So I give her all the honor for her even inviting me again here. You know what I'm saying? To even plateau my music. To what I'm saying? It's just like each one teach one. You know what I'm saying? But our communities, we don't do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? So when I look at this statement, I looked at it at home when she told me to read about it, and I said, there's some truth in it. I can't sit and not say there's no truth in that.
Right. Let me hold that thought. Let me. I actually want to read what it says, and if someone altered it, then it's like you said, there's still some truth to it.
A person who altered it. It still came from somebody.
Somebody.
Okay. This is what it says, you guys. It says, "I'm very proud to be taking the lead here at the NRA. We need to really buckle down and strap on our best arguments to defend what is our God-given rights. No more Northern folk trying take away what is rightfully ours. I will not stand by and let some liberal elitists try to ruin what has made this country great, especially a liberal of, a different breed." Then the guy asked, when asked to clarify, Porter said, "I don't have to clarify. I'm reading like how he talks. God darn well what I mean. In fact, it's only a matter of time before we can own colored people again. They sure as hell won't be our leaders. It's outright embarrassing. The war of northern aggression made it all possible. And you be best to know it's all going to change back. I'll be on the front lines making sure it happens. I don't want my grandkids growing up taking orders from a colored man. It's our God-given right to keep them as property and keep them in line. Nah, I got this off of the internet.
Is that really his God-given? Did God give him that right to own colored people? Was that God's blessing on his life?
But I think it's just sad that there's people still thinking that way today.
Yeah.
It's just sad.
And it's so crazy because the main thing that we survive on is food. And who controls food? Think about that. Who controls the food? You know, who has the farms and who, you know what I'm saying, who controls all the food.
Right.
We don't have any farms. We don't have any control over a lot of things that we should have. And then now I read that if you try to start a garden in your house, like at your home,
They'll try to tax you.
they'll try to tax you. You're not supposed to grow your own food in your backyard. Yeah, so it's deeper than what people really think it is. So, if we have to take this type of stuff and pay attention. And start owning.
Right.
Start feeding ourselves. Start owning our stuff. Yeah.
More than rest these wing chicken places. And
don't get me wrong. They good.
I support Roscoe.
Yeah.
I love Roscoe.
Yes.
Actually, is Roscoe my black guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure before
We're
I put
in
out the
his
wrong
studio.
thing.
And he owns the
And he owned his
Oh,
studio.
So big shout out to Roscoe. All right?
Roscoe's.
Yeah. Roscoe's Media Center. Hello.
Right. Holla. Plug. But no, I think when Mahogany made a very good point. We a lot of times we get money and we either spend it all on things that leave nothing whatsoever here left for us, or J's, clothes, cars, mansions. All this other stuff, that has absolutely nothing to do with moving us forward as a society. I think, there needs to be more entrepreneurs. There needs to be more Magic Johnsons out there, Bob Johnsons, people that that are using their money and their power in order to, push us, our people together, and give our people opportunities, jobs, and things of that sort. So we don't have to rely or depend on, anyone else but ourselves. But it's
the movers
not happening.
The movers and shakers, though, out there, the ones that do have the resources and
Jews?
the money, are our people.
Yeah.
All these sports people and your Magics and your, I mean, not just putting all the weight on them, but there are a lot of Oprahs. There's a lot of movers and shakers in our community who can do something, not just financially, but they just have the means of the resources.
But let me ask you, all these athletes that are balling, who's the general manager? Who's the owner of that team?
Magic Johnson.
Who's the manager of that? Well, he's part owner of the Dodgers.
Yeah, you're right.
But
the owners.
I'm just saying in general, NBA, we had one black owner, Bob Johnson, and he sold the Bobcats.
That's what we always do.
But
he sold BET too.
Yeah.
Well, Viacom bought BET out, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're right. We have these platforms,
and we're not utilizing them.
But you're right. Yeah. Yeah,
But you know what? I think when these women, sometimes we get these big income tax checks. We should put like $2,000 and buy a little bit of land here and there. You could start small. Just like somebody was telling me a story about a lady. Used to be a maid here in L.A. and she owns a lot of land here. What is it? Fox Hill Mall. That's her land. I forgot her name.
Really?
Baldwin or something. Yeah. They said it was a lady that she used to work in one of the rich houses, and she was a maid, and she took a little bit of her money all the time, and she bought land. And they said that her family owns the land under the Baldwin's Mall and all of that, where some of the land even got the oil rigs over there near Crenshaw.
Okay.
She owns that. Her family owns that. So generations through generations, they'll always eat. Anything they put on those land, they have to pay her. So I thought about that. I said, you know what? The first big check I'm getting, I'm buying some land.
Can't go wrong.
I'm buying 12 J's. I'm buying some land.
Real estate.
That's how you keep old money in the family.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually what Jay-Z's doing. If people pay close attention to him, I mean, he might not have no education and went to college, but he's a businessman.
He is a serious businessman.
And it's crazy because one of the mixers that used to sit with Jay-Z and 50 Cent, and one of the studios I was in, his older guy, he told me, he said, out of all the rappers and different people that came through that I've worked with, the smartest ones was 50 Cent and Jay-Z. And I said, why you say that? He said, I was around them when they were young. He said Jay-Z used to, people used to come to the studio, and Jay-Z just used to be selling some of his music. Like he would write rhymes for people, and they would pay him. And he wouldn't get the rights or anything to him, but he just give me $500.
Right.
I just wrote you a hook.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But he said he's seen the business in him at a young age. Mm-hmm. So just look at him from there to now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Right. He's all about ownership. Mm-hmm. You know, and I noticed that even Beyonce's life changed a little bit when she got with him, because when she first got that first perfume, her name wasn't on. It was like under Estee Lauder or something, the first perfume.
Right, it wasn't her.
As soon as she started dating him, everything else was Beyonce. He like telling her, own. Right. Your name is big enough for you to say, I don't need another name attached to it.
She's a dang brand.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, she's a brand herself.
Yeah.
So that's
guys, what we need to do. Brand ourselves.
Right.
We have
the Kardashians get it.
Yeah, they get it.
We have the Braxtons in the studio with us, you guys. We actually have Wayne in the studio with us and Nelson on the phone.
Hello.
Hey Wayne, how's it going?
Oh, hey, good. What's up, you guys?
Hey Nelson.
Hey Nelson.
Over there in
How's it
the
going?
UK.
Yeah, I'm actually in Poland right now.
Oh, Poland.
Poland.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Poland.
What time is it over there right now?
There's one. It's about 5 in the morning right now.
5 in the morning. Oh.
Wow, you are dedicated.
With the chickens.
So did you go to sleep at all, or you just stayed up all night?
Well, I slept a couple of hours. Was performing with somebody earlier tonight, so I just kind of came home and came back to the hotel here, and I set about 3 wake-up calls to make sure that I got.
We appreciate that commitment. Yeah,
true artists.
Right? See, when we work, I have to ask him what time zone he's in whenever we communicate, because there's no telling where he's at.
Right. Nice.
So how do you like Poland?
Your twin is in here with us.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it. He sent me a picture already.
Gotta love social media.
Taking out 2 places one time.
He's a real good-looking guy.
Yeah, I was first, so I'm the original. And he would say that I'm the rough draft and he's the final. So
that's funny.
Twins.
How far apart are you guys?
33 minutes.
Ooh.
33 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty long, right?
I told him to come on.
Really, what about
about 8 hours.
She's like, hold up a second. All right, let's switch that around. All right, now let him come out. All right.
Nice. So what do you guys have going on? What are you working on currently? Or
Yeah,
I know
True
you said
Love.
you put something out.
Yeah, we got a new CD out, True Love. You guys know last time we were here, we had done a mixtape with some of our old tunes,
Right.
Yeah.
but we had actually been working on this new album, True Love. And so that came out on Valentine's Day. The Braxton Brothers give you True Love on Valentine's Day.
Babies.
So yeah, it's just exciting. So much has changed since we did our last album. Our last album that was released before Facebook. And I think MySpace was around, but wasn't really the big deal. So we're really learning about the whole social media thing and how people that don't like your song can say very specifically to the world exactly what they don't like, what they wish you had done, and all this stuff. So this is like a whole new world for us. Yeah.
Nice. So for the people that don't know you guys as artists, what do you do? Each artist-wise.
Well, we play instruments. I'm saxophonist. My brother plays bass, but we play a lot of other instruments. We produce and we write, and we like to think that we try to just bring good music. And so if that involves us playing the melodies with our instruments, if that involves us getting good singers and have them sing our words or have them even write to it, whatever we can do to make good music, that's what we like to do. So we come from what's the smooth jazz background, which that industry's kind of changed a bit, but that was our roots as artists. But we've always played and enjoyed all kinds of music, and our music was always slightly different than what smooth jazz was as a whole. And so now with this album, we're free to kind of do what we do and just explore. So this album really is, we call it like acoustic R&B music.
Cool.
Kind of jazzy acoustic soul music. That's really what this album is.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now it says on here that Wayne is the friendlier one.
Wayne over there.
So, Nelson,
Can you vouch for
what,
Yeah.
what does that say about
should
you?
Should I speak to this point?
Yeah, please clarify.
Basically, I mean, picture, right? Okay, you grow up, right? And you're with somebody, you don't know, what, you're just born, right? And you're with this person, right, all the time, hang out the same places, have the same friends, go places. But every time you go somewhere, you got people looking at you, giving you that same look. I got to know it after a while, and that look is like, people would ask us, are you guys brothers? After a while, like, I got sick of, like, not even being able to go to a store or anything without, like, people always ask that question. So I would just, instead of, like, saying something like bad or rude, like leave me alone, I would be the one that would just walk away and let my brother, answer the question.
Oh, okay. So you
Yeah.
keep your composure.
Right?
See, what he's not adding is, so when you have a twin brother and you go to college together and someone that you don't know waves your brother's name across, the quad or whatever, well, they're just confused. And so I typically would just wave because I know they think it's Nelson. But Nelson just will not acknowledge it at all.
Nelson was like,
He's like, that's not my name. So
Don't talk to me.
That is a little rude.
right? Just slightly, just a little bit.
A little bit.
So
I
Nelson,
think I've gotten over it now, though. I've grown.
you have matured.
No, I have matured.
Would it have
all the way to
changed?
England, see, so
I see. Now, would it have been different had it been a very beautiful woman that come up to the both of y'all? Would you take it then, or would you still delegate that to Wayne?
He's married.
well,
go ahead,
go
Wayne.
ahead, Nelson. Oh.
Y'all both got silent there. I was like, well,
Mental, that telepathy thing, we never had that. We have to just like talk to each other. But no, we never really liked the same girl at the same time. I don't know. It's almost like it's like off limits or gross or something. I don't know.
Nice.
We never had
you
that.
thought about it though. Man.
So Nelson, what brings you to Poland?
Well, I perform one of my other one of the other things I do is I play with a artist from the U.S., Michael Bolton.
Okay.
He used to have the long hair and sing "Man Loves a Woman."
Yeah, we know.
Okay, that's Michael McDonald and Michael Bolton together.
No,
But yeah.
Yeah, no, I've been working with him for about 6.5 years now. Like in between, Braxton brother duties. So he keeps me kind of, running around the world quite a bit. So I did a concert here at a town called Katowice. I guess that's how they say it. It's about an hour's drive from Auschwitz.
Okay.
That concentration camp
Okay.
back in World War II. It's not too far from here.
It's got really dark in here.
I know it's kind of a dark thing to bring into it.
You saying like you're witnessing
Look,
history.
and I was talking about Auschwitz. But no, that's where I am right now. Yeah.
Okay, we don't want to go there.
Yeah, no,
So how do you guys get together and perform your stuff when you're way over in the UK?
Well, performing.
That's that twin thing.
Yeah, we got to get our calibration here because he's in another time zone. That's what the delay is.
That's why I said.
Yeah, so this will be a new thing for us because this album will be one where we actually wrote it and finished it while we were apart. So we're starting to get some stuff together. I mean, we're working on writing the show now and get that together. So that'll actually be fun. So we haven't figured out exactly how we're going to deal with the routing and all that stuff, but I'm actually looking forward to it. It'll almost be like a reunion or something because it's been a while since we got a chance to really play together and play with a lot of the guys that played with us over the years. So we're looking forward to it, but we'll probably end up writing the show apart just like we did the album, and then getting it all down and then getting here and rehearse and start hitting the road.
Nice.
Now, how old were you guys when you first started doing your music thing?
Oh gosh, I think our first actual recording was. You think Nelson about what 6 years old? The song where
Yeah,
we were beating on
6?
pots. Yeah, my
What?
mom had a little cassette recorder, and so we'd take pots out of the cabinet, and we would just
Aw.
make up little silly kid songs, banging on the pots, and we would record it in a little tape recorder. So.
Nice.
Wow.
Started at the ripe age of 6.
6, right? Yeah, I thought they was going to say 16, 17.
Right.
Oh no.
I was 3, and well, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Now, who do you guys? I guess who would you say your sound is influenced by?
you want to start, Nelson, or should I?
Yeah, well, I guess a lot of, sounds, I guess I'll talk about when we started, the stuff that we used to listen to. Our dad was really, really into music. He was like one of the first kind of, like local DJs in our mobile DJs in our area that we grew up. And, music back then, they didn't have all the categories. Like you listen to a radio station, they'd play, Earth, Wind, and Fire. They might play, AC/DC. They might play whoever all on the same station. So the instrumentalists of that time, their music was played along with everyone else's. It was made, by and with the same people that were making everything else. And they used whatever they felt like, to make the music. Like you take records like, Grover Washington or, Earth, Wind, and Fire records all the way to Kool and the Gang, their instrumental group. You could use an instrument as a large component in music when we grew up back then, and, that was just fine. They didn't pigeonhole it, categorize it into this one little area that had to sound a certain way. So, I think we're kind of, children of when music was just music. And so, like, all of the, real classic musicians that had, large instrumental components to their music, like Stevie Wonder, to, all of the people you can name from then, that time, I guess were all influences for us. Wayne, you want to jump in there?
Yeah, I think, from the more contemporary set, right now, I love soul music. Sometimes I feel like I'm stuck in the early 2000s, but I love me some music, Soul Child, and that sound. I like R&B music, but a lot of the lyrics of today don't really speak to me anymore, and so I found that
right.
So I like a more mature kind of sound, and that a lot of times brings me back to that kind of neo soul R&B kind of music. And what we did with this record is we wanted to make that music, but put a twist on it, where basically we wanted to take the instrumentation like an old classic jazz quartet, but then play more R&B music with it. And so if you listen to all these songs, they're arranged in such a way they can be played on real instruments, just bass, drums, sax, piano with strings with a good R&B vocalist. Wow. And so this is really how we kind of mixed all those influences, and we got some a little rap on there too, because that's part of what we grew up. We're part of the generation where rap was a mainstream thing. It's influencing clothes, culture, everything. Right. And so it's not weird for us to have a rap song, a rap in a song that's not, that's geared to people our age. But, it's not weird for us to have all that stuff mixed in, because that's really what hip hop did. It mixed everything. You'd have old jazz samples with all kind of stuff. And so we're of that generation, and so that's how we paint. So we put stuff together.
And the old rappers get more shows than the new rappers.
Right.
But you know why? It's because they're putting out that classic stuff that we were talking about earlier. They weren't putting out these little gimmick one single, They made albums. Yeah, exactly. Albums.
Very nice.
No, so which one of you guys raps?
We don't rap.
Oh, you just have okay. I thought one of y'all, did the 16 bars every now and then.
I tell the rapper, this is what the song is about. The rapper writes the rap and does rap, yeah.
But they have to keep it clean, of course, right?
Yeah, but, I think music needs to reflect your belief, right? So we're Christian, and so this music reflects Christian beliefs. That's, the one thing I think that's confusing for our generation is you have people that say they believe one thing, and then they represent something else in what they do, and I think that people need to stand up for what they believe. So, for us, if you listen to the lyrics, the lyrics reflect, how we believe. Yeah. And I think that's all artists need to be that way.
Starts the culture.
Right, exactly.
There you go.
So like the rapper that we have on here, he reflects the same thing. He's Christian just like us. And so the cool thing though is, I think everyone will hear something in these lyrics, which is great. And that's what that's what you want. You want your art to reach people so that they understand it and that it has a good message, because music it's food. It really is food to the soul. Think about how many times you recite lyrics over and over and how they can put you in a certain mood. And so you want to feed people good food, real good, true food, right?
It heals you.
Soul food, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard somebody say one time about lyrics. They were talking about how he was questioning this guy about the stuff he was listening to, And he said, basically, any song, if you can recite the lyrics back, those lyrics are in you.
Yeah.
Right. Unconsciously.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, they're in you if you can recite them back. So he was just telling him, like, take a listen and give some thought into what exactly you're putting in. Because, yeah, if you can say it back, it's in you.
Yeah. It's crazy because you hearing them today's music, the lyrics don't hold you. That's why the songs be so superficial and you don't even remember 'em.
Right.
You know, you remember
Right.
the dance to them, but you don't.
Right.
Yeah, but you don't really remember them. You know, so
The funny thing is, you could take the same beat, the same track, and put some good lyrics on it,
Yeah.
and people would still like it. And that's the thing that's real frustrating for me when I hear it. It's like, well, you really just went with the easy, big booty, big booty. I mean, you could take the same thing.
Wait, you don't even sound right saying it.
That's real booty, wasn't it?
Right?
But I mean, you
don't
can take
look
the
good.
same hook a lot of times.
Yeah,
You know what I mean, and put something good in it, and people would like it just as much.
That's true.
And now
Like Barry White.
Right.
Like he can say, this generation to say big booty, but Barry White would say it in another way.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, I
Right.
was listening to it this morning,
you right.
and I was
Show
like,
you right.
"Dog, Barry."
But at least there was an element of respect.
Right.
That they,
Yeah.
that they
Say
had
it,
there.
yeah, he didn't
And that's the thing.
It's the way
Barry
you
was
do it.
very respectful.
Yeah.
He would have his making love lyrics and all that, but he treated the women like queens
Like
in
ladies.
the lyrics.
He telling you
Yes.
to take your clothes off, but he's doing it in a real respectful way.
Exactly.
Turn off the lights.
Exactly.
Turn off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's saying touch your toes, hit it low, and drop it to
He
the
said
floor.
light a candle. You're like, okay, we're going to turn the light off and light
Right?
a candle.
Right?
Oh, you respect me. Okay.
So on you guys' True Love CD, this new CD here, you guys say there's a little detection of homage to smooth jazz greats like Najee, Grover Washington, and Gerald Albright.
Yeah,
All
because
right now.
those guys back in the day, their music was R&B of the day. If you actually take some of their older tracks and listen to them, the production was the adult R&B of the day. That's what it was. They were just playing the sax over it.
Right.
And so we wanted to bring that back.
Okay, Nelson, I see that you also say that smooth jazz is dead. Is it really?
Well, yeah.
He said, yeah.
But, yeah, well, how many stations do you see around that are formatted smooth jazz?
Like
94.
Well, I know the
7.
Wave
No.
has to me.
The Wave plays like
The Wave has transferred. I mean, they're not
Well, they
playing
play
as much
ma-
jazz. I listen
Yeah.
to K-Jazz now because the Wave
Right.
plays.
They play some contemporary. And
They play a lot of contemporary music now, opposed to jazz.
Yeah.
Just straight jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
I
think
think-
I think that was a genre that was started out exciting, and then I think the commercial interest found the ability to access people in a certain demographic, with a certain amount of money that they could advertise to very effectively, and they rode that horse as long as they could because the smooth jazz stations were, you're getting, number 2, number 3 stations in major markets all across the U.S., and they were really, really good at it. But what they ended up doing is making a target music that they played, and the target got smaller and smaller and smaller to the point where, you didn't really need to buy any of the music anymore because all they programmed was literally the same sound, but they were getting really good at, selling advertising space. But the music that they played didn't really compel people to buy it.
Okay.
And you had a lot of people that started creating the same sound over and over and over again to try to get on radio. And at the end of the day, the radio wasn't really selling their music anymore. And the whole thing just kind of imploded.
Right.
Yeah, I think to add, I mean, there's definitely, there's still a lot of smooth jazz artists out there. So when we say it's dead, there's still people out there, and there's a lot of loyal smooth jazz fans, but it now has to exist in the clubs and in festivals,
Right.
and it's definitely a lot harder now than it used to be. I've met a lot of people down in San Diego that in that genre, and you definitely have to work to build the festivals, and now they're combining artists and doing more like super bands and stuff, and so it's just a lot harder to reach now because we don't have that huge, mass outlet like we used to. That channel is basically gone now, except for a few, isolated isolated outlets.
Right.
So the good thing, though, is most of the people that are new to it are seeing it now live because it's got so much more energy when you see it live. You got these great musicians and you got the big sound and all that. And so it still works live. We just don't have a way to bring a lot of people to it. And so it's having to exist that way. So
I know all the... I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Chantal.
I know all the... I noticed over the years, the past maybe 3 or 4 years, maybe less than that, the jazz festivals out here in Southern California, they started out being straight jazz, and I know now they're incorporating R&B, R&B into the jazz festivals
and even
now.
some rappers.
Yeah.
Well, do you think maybe that's just because, like he said, they're not getting the support or the fan base that's coming out in flocks, so they figure, these sponsors, whoever's putting it on, if they add a variety, that would bring more people out. Yeah. But it's unfortunate to the people that are just true jazz artists and they want that,
You know what the cool thing, though, is that the fans that like smooth jazz also like R&B. It's the same people.
That's true.
Yeah.
And so that's why we think True Love actually fits perfectly because, we can incorporate both because they like both anyway. So that's why we're really excited to be able to go out and perform because we think the album will really speak to even our old audience and then also to a much broader audience that just likes R&B as well.
Right.
Okay, well, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut the break, and when we come back, we're going to listen to one of their cuts off of True Love. We'll be back. One mic, one voice. All right. So we have the Braxton Brothers online with us from Poland, and Wayne Nelson's in Poland, and we have Wayne Braxton in the studio with us. Wayne, we're going to play one of your tracks from True Love. Can you give us a intro for the track we're going to play?
Yeah, this is actually the title track off the CD. It's called True Love. Yes.
All right.
True Love.
And
True love. Whoa. True love, yeah. People always fall, they fall in and out of love. I've always told myself I want something different for us. I wanna give you something that you know is real, something that's there when all is gone, something stronger. Just like everyone else in my past, I had suffered from a definition of love that's always led me right. can. 'Cause now that I know what true love is, oh, it's something that I'll give. So I will trust you, protect you, always be there for you. Patience, forgiveness, I'll never do you wrong. I will treat you with kindness, and I'll always be selfless. And through all the good times and the bad, I'm gonna give you true love. I'm gonna give you true love. Yeah. Oh. True love. Oh. So I will trust you, protect you, and always be there for you. Patience, forgiveness, I'll never do you wrong. I will treat you with kindness, and always be selfless. And through all the good times and the bad, I'm gonna give you true love. I'll protect you, I'll trust you, I'll be there for you. Patience, forgiveness, I'll never do you wrong. I will treat you with kindness, I'll always be selfless. And through all the good times and the bad, I'm gonna give you true love. I just wanna give you true love. I just wanna give you true love. I just wanna give you true love. Oh, true love. True love. True love. True love.
True love.
Nice.
Wow.
I think I'm pregnant.
Now, ladies, if a man told you he will trust you, protect you, and always be there for you with patience, I mean, with all those, I mean,
Trying to
that's-
get women.
I mean, that's what, but that's food to us because that's
Right.
truth. I mean, if a man does that, he
That's what a
loves the
woman
woman,
wants.
and if he does not do that, he does not love the woman.
Preach,
and
baby.
that's truth.
Right.
Preach.
Right.
So you know,
Now, what
that's
if he does that and the woman doesn't love him back or appreciate him?
Well, you,
She's a gold digger.
I ain't messing with no gold digger.
Well, love is something you give, so it's not
say,
conditional
go back to
upon
other lines.
what you get back. Now, there's other practical applications where you might not want to be married to someone that doesn't. But as
Right.
far as the love, which you should be concerned about, it's something that you give. So all those things are free. And it's the same way God loves us. It's all free. You're not going to earn it. And that's the model. And so we wanted things in there that people would identify with because, I mean, who wouldn't want to hear that?
That's beautiful.
It was beautiful.
That's a beautiful song.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Very beautiful.
borrow that for you for my next date.
That's one of them songs that you have in your house. And
Right? Yeah.
We're gonna have to. Where time is running out, we're gonna have to wrap the show up. Wayne and Nelson, we are so glad to have you guys back in the studios with us.
Oh, thanks for having
So
us back.
blessed
I always
with
enjoy it.
Fun.
Thanks for
Awesome.
waking up, Nelson.
Yeah, no,
Right?
Well, Wayne and Nelson, can you give the listeners and viewers your contact information where they can contact you and, of course, go on board and purchase the CD?
Yeah, so the CD is for purchase. You can get it at iTunes or Amazon. Just search Braxton Brothers. You can just put Braxton Brothers in Google, and all the links will pop up where you can get it. What's cool, we're updating our website. So if you go to braxtonbrothers.com and click the music link on the top, there's actually pages there where you can listen to bits of all of our recordings that we've ever done, even stuff that we haven't commercially released. We've got some remixes and fun stuff on there that you can get as well. You even hear Nelson singing.
Cool.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you guys for coming and blessing us with the beautiful music, of course. I love you guys.
That was awesome.
Love you guys.
Beautiful.
We're going to, you have something you want to say, Nelson?
Oh, no, I just said thanks.
Oh, okay.
I'm going back to bed.
You going back to bed? Have a good sleep over there in Poland. Okay, you guys, this concludes our show. This is One Mic, One Voice, every Wednesday, 7 p.m. at Roscoe's Media Center. If you'd like to be on our show, please feel free to contact us at onemikonevoiceradio@gmail.com. And you can go on our website, onemikonevoice.com, and contact us. We love y'all.
Love
Deuces.
Peace.
Peace out.
Mahogany in the house.
Mahogany.
Oh, we still on?
Oh, we still on.